I personally have taken a subject that is creativity. And I have some of the questions which I'm going to explain in detail. And these questions are very important to know. That's why I have written all these questions so that those who are listening to me, they will get some idea about creativity. The questions which are important for me is what is creativity? Why is creativity important? How can you develop creativity in children? And is everyone creative or just a select few? And can creativity be developed? If it can be developed, how? And is creativity something that just happens, or is it something that can be guided? And how can creativity be encouraged? These will be some of the questions which I'm going to focus on right now. Now, what is creativity? Uh, Creativity is everyone's ability. I'll just explain, and its complexity lies in its uses. Now, most of the people think that creativity is a gift, and very special people have this gift, and it is not for everyone. Those who are very good at drawing and painting, those who are very good at acting and writing, creativity lies on them only. But the actual thing is that what I believe is creativity is not a gift from God. It is not a mystical thing. It is not a mystical spark. It is a production of preparation and effort. Here, I just want to mention Professor Carter. He's a professor of modern English language from UK, and he has said that linguistic creativity is not simply a property of exceptional people, but an exceptional property of all people. Here I will just change it. If I leave linguistic, if I use only creativity, that creativity is not simply a property of exceptional people. It's true, but in practically we don't believe in it. Because I have taught in schools. Last 17 years, I was in a school and very reputed school and in English medium school. And I have seen students and parents regarding this subject, they are very rigid. They also think that this creativity, it is not for us, not for my children. It is for some special people. That's why it's very important to understand what actually creativity means, what actually creativity is. Now, it is not something that is related to a very specific course or a lesson. This is a mentality which we all have, that creativity is for some, as I have said earlier also, that there are some people who are very creative, not everyone. This is the mentality of people. And it is really a different subject, and creativity is limited. It is for gifted people, for talented people, for special people, for exceptional people. This is the mentality which we all have. In practical way, I'm telling you. But we need to understand that creativity is not for artists. It is for everyone. It is for business people. It is for engineers. it is for doctors, it is for parents, it is for students, it is for ordinary people, and overall, it is for everyone, and everyone has a creative sense. This is very important to understand, and it is not a natural gift, natural talent. It is a skill. It is a skill which can be developed, which can be learned, and which can be cultivated. But how, I'll tell you how we can develop this. And another very important thing is that we need to understand that no one is born with this skill. In some way, some student or some people are very good at dancing or singing and painting or sculpting. In some way, they're very good at. But if you don't exercise, if you don't practice, if you don't work on it, then it will of no use. That's why we need to practice and we need to train ourselves. Now, the second thing is that why is creativity important? For me, I personally think that if a student or if a person is aware of the things, if that person knows that why I am doing this thing, why I am learning this thing, why I am taking this course, then it will be easier for him or her to decide. Now we need to understand the power of creativity. As Sir has said, Miral Sir has already said that it is not bounded, it is not limited. And especially nowadays, because things are changing, the world is changing at a first pace. In every sphere of life, we need creativity. We need creativity in business. We need creativity in education. We need creativity in everyday life. It is a very important part of our life, especially in this conceptual age. We need to develop, we need to encourage students and people to develop their right directed thinking. We know that this right directed thinking, right sphere, it represents creativity and emotion. And from a professional point of view, I'll say that organizations also need people who are very quick to learn, who can change themselves, who have creative knowledge, and who are very versatile. An organization needs people who can think differently, who can think creatively, and who can work in teams and who are very flexible and quick to adapt things, whatever challenges they will be facing in the coming future, they are ready to accept, they're ready to face the challenges, they're ready to tackle it. So organization also wants this type of people. For this also, creativity is very important. Now, the next thing is how can we develop creativity in children? For that, I must say that first we need to change our mentality. We think that this is a subject which cannot be developed and which is not very important also. But we need to understand that children, the way children can learn to read and write, the way children can learn some arithmetic and English and different subjects, the same way they can learn and they can develop their ideas. They have to learn. They have to change their mentality first. And I have personally heard many people saying that I am not creative. and I don't know how to make a straight line. I don't know how to make a curved line. So it's not about making a straight line, it's not about making a curved line. It's all about expressing the thoughts, expressing the ideas, expressing the emotions, expressing the feelings in different channels. That is the main thing. It's not about making a very good painting. It's not. Just we need to express ourselves. That is the most important thing for everyone to know it. And there are many ways we teachers and parents can encourage our children to become more creative. And is the best way to maximize their creative potential is to allow students to do whatever they like, to allow them to do whatever they love. There will be complete freedom. They will be free to do whatever they want to do. We can give them colors, we can give them papers, we can give them pencils, we can give them any medium. We should not be rigid. There will be complete freedom so that they can explore themselves, they can experiment with different colors, their different mediums, different techniques. So they are free to explore. This is what is needed to develop a student, to develop a person, to develop their creativity. Now, the next thing is most of us think that is everyone creative or just a few people? Now, especially we need to understand that all persons are creative. Everyone has innate ability to be creative. Here, I just want to mention Pablo Picasso's very famous quotation. He said, every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up. That means Pablo Picasso also, he was a Spanish artist. He was the father of Cubism. He was the first person to make collage painting. And he said that every child is an artist. That means everyone is an artist. There is no doubt about it. A person like Pablo Picasso said this. But there is a problem. And the problem is how to remain an artist. The question is what happens when we grow up? When we grow up, we think this is not very important. Other things are very important. And this subject or this thing is for my spare time, for my hobby time. Whenever I am free, whenever I have some time, then I can do all this creative work. But it can be, we need to understand that it can be a main subject, it can be a very important part in our life, and we can live with it. We can live our complete life with the help of this creativity. It is not as simple as we think. Now, coming to next question, which I am going to tell you, that is, can creativity be developed? Yes, I have personally seen that there are many students who were not good at this particular subject, but after practicing, after exercising, they have developed a lot. They have changed their thoughts, and now there are different students. I'll show some of the painting. At the end, I'll show you. So this thing we need to understand that it can be developed. Creativity can be developed, and creativity can be learned. How? It is through practice, through exercise, through repetition, through learning, we need to develop that, and we can. And we need to understand that creativity is teachable. We need to teach creativity. It's not that it comes automatically. We need to teach it, and we need to guide in a proper manner. Even you all know about Edward de Bono. He was a famous person. He also said that creativity can be taught. So we need to encourage creativity. We need to promote the creativity habit. I'll say it is a habit. Creativity is a habit. Like any other habit, it can be encouraged and it can be discouraged also. So we need to encourage creativity. And there are three things for encouraging creativity. One is opportunity, and second is encouragement, and the third is rewards. We need to give our students an opportunity to develop their creativity. We need to understand that this is very important for everyone, and accordingly we need to encourage also. And then if they are doing good things, we need to give some rewards also. Even appreciation is a must. Instead of saying it's okay, but we can say it is excellent, or it is nice, or you can do it better. Go on doing it, improve it, develop it. There is a way to do it, you do it. So all these three things are very important: opportunities, encouragement, and rewards. And if we take all these three things, then we'll take away the creativity. So we need to understand now how can, next thing I will discuss, how can creativity be encouraged? We need to tell, we need to tell our students, or we need to tell people that creativity is necessary for survival. If you want to survive, especially in this situation, this pandemic situation, people are very depressed. Mentally, they're very weak. People are not comfortable. People have mental disease. I'll not say they have physical disease, they have mental disease. And they need counseling. They need psychological treatment. And I'm working for that. So we need to develop their mind. So creativity is such a subject. If we can engage ourselves in different works, doesn't matter. It can be a very good painting, it can be a very good sculpture, it can be a very good work, or it cannot be. That doesn't matter at all. But we need to involve in some of the things, and we need to create something every day. We need to engage ourselves in creative work, whatever it is, whatever it may be. The results will be different. Instead of focusing on the result, it's better to focus on the work. If we like it, if we love it, if you enjoy doing it, we should do it instead of getting the result. So creativity is necessary for survival. We need to tell students, we need to tell people, they forget about the result. We do whatever you like. It can be excellent, it cannot be. What's the problem? And it helps us to deal with change also. As the world changes, we need to change ourselves. And creative people means everybody is creative. So especially those who are engaged in this particular creative activity, doing something new, they always change themselves. They always change their technique, their style, their way of looking at things, way of observing things, way of seeing things. Every day they change, and the moment we change, then we'll create a different thing. So we need to change, and creativity helps us to change. Now, the core idea of making something new is the heart of creativity. It is important to understand that we need to make something new. That is important. Means yesterday I have made a drawing, I have created something. It is okay. Today I'll create another thing. Tomorrow I'll create another thing. So it is an ongoing process. We should not stop that. We need to continue. We need to go on. And we need to understand that everyone has the capacity to exercise creativity. Everyone has this quality. Everyone has this ability. Everyone has this potential. We need to understand and we need to know and we need to develop accordingly. And anyone can be creative and anything can be creative. It is, again, I'll repeat, it is not for some people, it is not for artists, it is not for special people. It's important to understand. That's why I'm just repeating it again, that it is not for gifted people, it is not for exceptional people, it is not for particular people, it is for everyone. Anyone can be creative and anything can be creative. And I think this is very important to understand and to know.